Alright, so I'm doing a solar system unit and I'm doing it for third grade. And third grade doesn't really have a lot on the solar system. Their main thing is just identifying the order of the planets and what the planets look like. So this should really only take a day or so, 2 days maybe with the lab. So yeah, I'm doing a solar system lesson. So for my standard, I'm doing 3.8.D, which is identify the planets in Earth's solar system and their position in relation to the sun. So basically, students should be able to tell me what the planets look like, the order of the planets. So we'll be learning a really fun mnemonic and just different things about the planets, such as their atmosphere, all kinds of stuff just about the planets, so that students will be able to identify what planet is what based on what it looks like, but also based on facts about the planet. So for the engagement portion, students will consider what it is like to eat in space to start the lesson. So when astronauts in space, what problems do they face while eating? That'll be a question that I'll ask students, and then they'll offer up problems that they think might be prevalent. Things such as the food might fly away, or how much can they really take to space. Afterwards, students will get to try astronaut food for themselves. It would be fun to potentially include Velcro strips on the desks, so students have to place their food when they're not holding it, in order to prevent it from floating away. Just like astronauts have to do similar things in space, because that would just show them that they have to really think about how they eat, because astronauts have it differently up in space. And it would just be a fun activity to get them interested in the lesson that we are about to learn about. So for the exploration, students are going to start by creating a KWL chart, where they will consider what they already know about the solar system, which is the K part, what they wonder about the solar system, which is the W part, and then what they learned about the solar system, which is the L part, which that part they'll save for later. So they'll start with what they know already and what they want to know, and then they will list those things in their proper categories. And then the what I learned portion will be for the end of class, which will be explained later. And then they will also design their Order of the Planets cutout booklet. So students will be given an Order of the Planets booklet, where they'll color it, cut it out, and glue it together. So it's a multi-step process. They will be posters of all of the different planets set up around the room, so that students will know how to correctly color in each planet. And then in the lesson, they will be able to learn more facts about the planets. But for now, they're just setting up the fun mnemonic, and they are learning about the order of the planets here in the exploration phase. So for the explanation phase, I thought it would be fun to do something more engaging than a lecture. I really like to engage students as much as I can, so anytime I think about something that's not lecture-y and that is more engaging for them, I like to do that instead. So for this assignment, I thought it would be fun to read the Magic School Bus Lost in the Solar System book out loud to the students for the educational portion. This should be good because the story will keep the students more engaged, because it has pictures and an actual storyline for the students to follow, but it will also teach them, since it's educational and full of facts as well. My mom is a second grade teacher, and she actually uses this a lot. She often will read them an educational book instead of lecturing to them, because her students love it, and it's a really good way to keep them engaged and actually interested in what they're learning. And then while she reads the book, she will ask students questions while reading the book, in order to elaborate on things in the book when necessary. So I would also do that here as well. So now students won't have to endure a lecture, and they will be more properly engaged and excited about the material. So for elaboration, students will be given a planet report sheet, where they each will choose a planet in the solar system to think about. And so this would be a multi-step process, because they would have to color in the planet correctly based on what we've learned, mention which planet away from the sun it is based on the mnemonic we learned in class, and other identification factors about the planet, such as the temperature, what it's made out of, things about other parts of the planet, and maybe if it's bigger or smaller than Earth, size, all of that sort of stuff. And it would be a really fun activity for them, because it's kind of like a one-pager, but they don't have to actually draw anything themselves. They're just coloring, filling in, because they're only in third grade. And so it's kind of already set up for them like a report. And this is really good because it sets them up for writing reports later, but it's a more fun way for them to do it. But it's also going to show me what they know. So for the evaluation portion, students are going to turn in the report that they created in the last section of the lesson, and they're also going to go ahead and finish filling out their KWL chart. So in their L section, they are going to put their what I learned section of the chart that they started at the beginning of class, and here they should categorize the planets into the correct order and thoroughly investigate their planet that they chose for their report on their planet report, but also in their KWL, they should include things about other planets, like the other planet's size, how far away other planets are away from the sun, really as much as they can think that they learned in class. And so by turning both of these things in, I will be able to evaluate what they learned. For the lab, students are going to create a Ziploc solar system I Spy bag. And so for the lab, students will make a solar system in a bag. So they will each be given a marble that looks like each planet. So they should have a planet or a marble per planet. And then they will also have a gallon-sized Ziploc bag that they will fill with blue water, glitter, maybe even dark purple water, star sequins, really anything that's going to make their bag look like outer space. And so then they will put their planet marbles in the bag and seal the bag. And so now that each student has created their bag, I will go to the front of the class and I will say, okay, I want you to look at your bag and find Mars. And so then each student is going to have to look through their solar system bag, obviously not opening the bag, but looking at it through the bag and try and find Mars. And then when they find it, they have to hold up their bag and say, oh, I found Mars. And then I'll go around and make sure that everybody's identified Mars correctly based on what it looks like. And I will do this with every single planet, and it should be a fun activity for the students to do.